The difference between schizoaffective and schizophrenia, that's ahead. Also, college basketball goes first. Let's start with that and NFL salary cap. And other news on NFL salary cap. But first, let's get to Mizzou. Mizzou plays its best game since 2011. Great players on that team. Guys of like Marcus Denman, Kim English. But you hope it's for the 2008 team that went to the Elite Eight. That other team lost a tough game to Norfolk State as a 2 seed. But they play a lot like the 2011 team, 2008 team. The 2008 team made it to the Elite Eight, as I said. They were going all night. Mark Mitchell scores 31. Caleb Grill scores 25. Caleb Grill looks like a diet of J.J. Redick. He played for Duke, of course, was a famous player and made the NBA and had a pretty good career in there. Missouri scores 110 points. Mizzou wins 110-98. Dennis Gates tells the fans not to storm the court over the microphone. Mark Sears gets 40. Mark Mitchell scores 31. Caleb Gill scores 25. Mark Sears scores a lot of points, but can't get the support to back it up. Mark Sears finishes with 35. It wasn't like the team wasn't scoring. Missouri and Alabama has both got towards 100 points almost. Like I said, the game final was 110-98. Mizzou's got a tough one against Arkansas on the road, a team that will be motivated as their lives rely on the next couple games of whether they'll get in the tournament or not. I don't have the exact update on the seedings, but they're a bubble team. They did get lost to Auburn last night in a 7-point game, so we'll see how that goes. Arkansas will get some of the home calls, so maybe Mizzou by 3 or around that score. Missouri needs to play really good like they did last night. Jayhawks lose to BYU. Makes me wonder how good they are and really if they deserve to be in the tournament. And if they do, they're probably a 9 or 10 seed. BYU is all over Kansas this week. And they're maybe a tournament team. Probably are a tournament team. But getting beat by 40 is not the answer to an unranked team. We shouldn't even really be hearing anything about basketball from KU. Fans, that's Sam Vaughn smack. Making the tournament is very limited after Kansas State lost to a Utah team who may or may not make the tournament. They've had 2 big wins, a big win in particular against Kansas, but I just said how Kansas is not very good. So we'll see where that goes. Kansas seed should be a 9 or 10 seed. Joe Lunardi has them as a 5. That's too high. That's too high. This was updated today, 2/8/25, so that should be lower. KU should be the lowest seed. Like they should be a 9 or 8 seed, in my opinion. They're not as good as they're getting. Just because they're Kansas doesn't mean they should get a good seeding. That's also Sam Vaughn smack. Moving on now to the NFL. According to reports, the salary cap has gone up between about $20 million this year, in between $277 and $281. We're talking about almost a $30 million up in the cap, probably $25 million. Down the Chiefs side, Trey Smith, I don't think they'll spend the money on him. I mean, I think they need to build a budget with him, and kind of like they did with Tyreek Hill. And if you can't get what they want, let him sign with the Bears or somebody else that can use him and isn't very good right now. Travis Kelce, honestly, he owes the Chiefs to go back to the NFL, and if he's going to carry that number of $15 million, he owes the Chiefs that deal, and he also owes the Chiefs probably reducing a contract look, Travis Kelce's a great player and I love him, but he's got a financial system with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce where he probably could spare some money. Maybe like of reducing his contract. Tomorrow I'll do a division preview on baseball. I'm not sure what division yet. Maybe some Royals baseball. Now I've got mental health. In our video this week we talked about schizoaffective and schizophrenia. What is the difference? We're doing a yearly show on this pretty much every year since I've joined in 2020 about. We'll kick off the show with that. Sam Vaughn Sports Mental Health Talks. Jake, I'll spell his last name in the description. What is the difference between schizophrenia and schizoaffective? Schizophrenia is a chronic mental illness disorder that affects how your person thinks or feels and behaves. It's a series of impacting the person's ability to function in daily life. The symptoms of schizophrenia can be divided into two categories. Positive symptoms are not the typical present in health individuals, such as hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking. Negative symptoms refer to lack of normal behavior and emotions, such as reduced emotions, experiencing lack of motivation, social withdrawal. Cognitive symptoms involve difficulties with thinking and processing information, such as trouble with memory, attention, and decision making. What schizoaffective disorder is? Schizoaffective disorder is a chronic mental health disorder that combines symptoms of schizophrenia and a mood disorder such as bipolar disorder or major depressive disorder. It is at least a common disorder. The schizophrenia affecting about 3.3% of the population. I have it. Jake has it. Schizoaffective disorder. If you get the meds right, you can do pretty manageable with schizoaffective disorder. We talk about all that in schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder in this video. That's Sam Vaughn Sports and Sam Vaughn's Mental Health.
Managing the symptoms is, to me, the most important thing to keep in control of my illness with the schizophrenia part. And yeah.
Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, don't have to be on an antidepressant, so you don't have to manage the bipolar and the antipsychotic. You may just be on an antipsychotic. And the same situation maybe for other things and stuff like that. For the schizoaffective type, do you have the bipolar cycles or do you have the bipolar?
I do. Yes, I have the bipolar cycles.
Do you struggle with cycles or not really? Like, do you go in and out or?
Like, I try to cut out energy drinks and stuff because when I drink like an energy drink, it like makes it so I have like, a difference in mood sometimes. I try to cut that out as much as I can. But other than that, the medication I take, I think it mainly helps with the hallucinations and whatnot, but it also I think somewhat helps with, the thoughts and the mood swings a little bit as well. You still have to work with it a little bit. It's not like it completely takes it away.
Do you have like a period of a month where your weeks are really down or really up or anything like that?
No.
No. Yeah. So I struggle with so I'll have weeks where it goes really low. And then I'll also have really weeks where it goes really high.
Is there like some depression involved with the lows?
Yeah.
And then like with the highs, it's like mania?
Yeah. I used to pull 24-hour nights when I was first going on, and that kind of happened for about 4 or 5 years. But once I got on the Seroquel, it didn't happen as often. I know there's a bunch of them out there, but whatever medicine you need to be on, always ask the doctor.
Absolutely.
Some people don't like to talk about the medicines they're on, so I may not ask you that question, but
yeah, and I only take medication because it not only helps with the symptoms, but also it's prescribed by a professional doctor that I see. So,
and I will say, and it's got there's these newer bipolar medicines, and they recommend them on TV or whatever. But the thing you have to worry about is that a lot of those that are recommended, you have to pay for. So, and I'm on